Where else do you find a cask strength whiskey for well under $100, even in New Zealand? This is North Star The Full, coming in hot at 57.3% ABV. Notice the label blended Scotch as opposed to blended malt. Blended malt whiskey is a whiskey made up of 100% malted barley but comes at you from various different distilleries. This is also coming from different distilleries, but as a blended Scotch, it has got grain whiskey in there as well. Look, I'll be honest, in this day and age, seeing a whiskey for $76 at cask strength of 57, well, yeah, you have my attention. I've had a number of bottles from North Star Spirits before, and I've never had a bad experience. All of them independently bottled single malts, all of them have been exceptional. So I see a blended Scotch whiskey by independent bottlers that I have bought from and trust before, well, I'm going to go for it. Then I do a wee bit of diving and I find out that the malt component has come from the Edrington group. Now, within the Edrington house, you have got Macallan, you've got Glenrothes, and you've got Highland Park. So there could be a bit of all of them in there, it could just be a bit of one of them, but all of those names are incredibly well regarded, and there's no way you're getting a bottle of any of them for anywhere close to 100 New Zealand dollars. So why is it so cheap? It's because the malt component is 20% and 80% is grain whiskey from North British Distillery. Grain whiskey is not malted barley. And I think the reason for the cheaper price tag, it may well just be a classic case of snobbery. Look, this has still been aged for 8 years, but it's a blend. So you've got to weigh up the pros and cons. Pro, it was $76 for a bottle of 57% whiskey. That's a very, very big tick. I don't even see it being a blend as a con. If the spirit is good, and I'm pretty sure it will be because I've bought from North Star before and everything else has been great, well, this is really just an opportunity to try something new. So, the nose is quite light, quite vanilla-y, which is what you'd expect from a whiskey with such a high grain component as opposed to malted barley. Some citrus and orange, but there's a barbecue char hiding underneath. Admittedly, it is coming in hot. I haven't added any water, and I am confident that with more water, this whiskey would really open up and give me more access to some of that barbecue kind of note that I'm getting. Oh, that is tasty. That is so good. Very, very warming, and I can just feel that spreading across my tongue. Not as oily as perhaps I would want for something of, 8 years old and at cask strength, but there is a lot to love about it. This is why I buy from independent bottlers, because I've come in with a real bargain. It is delicious, but your single malt snobs are going to turn their nose up at it every single time. And frankly, if it means that there's more like this around for me, let them.